Hello and welcome friends. In Unit 4 up till now we have talked about the goodwill letters and some miscellaneous letters that we use, and we understood the difference between commercial correspondence and official correspondence. Now today we are going to discuss one type of official correspondence that is used in significant volumes in organizations. This kind of official correspondence is known as memorandum. The short form is memo. So many a times the shortened form is used, memos. The actual word is memorandums, right? So let us understand how do we write memorandums. What is the basic format for writing memorandums, and this would be how we would be also discussing the circulars as well as the notices as well as the minutes of meeting. I'll give you a format which you'll have to follow to write that particular thing. It could be a memorandum, it could be a circular, it could be a notice. So we'll first understand what the format is and then we'll go for the body. So let us first understand what memorandums are basically meant for. Now please understand, they are basically meant for quick communication in the organization, quick and frequent communication between different departments or between different divisions, or maybe within a particular department between different individuals also. So whenever you have to go for quick mode of communication, then you use memorandum, right? Please understand, they are used as a faster alternative to intranet email messages. I hope you understand what is an intranet. Intranet is a network. Intra means within. So intranet is a network which works within the organization. It connects people within the organization. So it could be the different employees in different organization. It could be the CEO. It could be the departmental heads, the HR head or the marketing head. So the network which connects all these employees within the organization is known as intranet, and that is the reason why you use the word intra. Intra means within. Fine. You are aware of what internet is. Through internet you can communicate to somebody in America also by sending him an email, right? On the other hand, intranet is a tool to communicate with people within the organization. So if, let's say, Government Degree College Pithoragarh has a functioning intranet, so using that intranet I would be able to communicate to the other colleagues, might be the other students. I can also communicate to the principal. Is that fine? So please understand, organizations generally have these kind of intranets. But many a time what happens is, if I want to pass on a message and I want the receiver to read that message and to respond as fast as possible, it may not be possible on internet. Why? Because on internet you can send the email message, but you cannot ensure that the other party also reads that message instantly. It may so happen that he might read that particular message maybe in the evening or maybe the next day, right? So many a times the purpose of communication is lost. For example, if I want some quick information from some another department and I have to furnish this information to some outside agency within 2 hours, if I send an email message asking for that information, it may so happen that the response to that email message may arrive tomorrow also. So we generally go for memorandums. We'll understand how memorandums serve the purpose of faster communication. Now please understand, quick communication as well as multiple memos. So I said frequent communication between different organizations. So multiple memos are being sent from one organization to from one department to the other. They are exchanged between different departments or different divisions or different individuals in a single day. So you have to make frequent communications, you have to communicate frequently, plus you have to do it in a very fast manner, in a very quick manner, then you go for memorandums, right? And since you have to do it on a very regular basis, it could so happen that in a particular organization, in a particular day, between two departments, there could be 7, 8 or maybe 10 or 20 memorandums moving from one department to the other. So you simply do not have the time to write a very beautiful language. You have to be to the point. So you have to be very, very precise when you are writing a memorandum. There are no time or space available for niceties which we generally use while writing a letter. So we may not use this phrase, sir, would you be able to do this for us? Sir, kindly do this. We are not going to use such phrases in a memorandum because we have to be very quick, because this is not the only memorandum that we are sending. It may so happen that in a particular day I might be sending a number of memorandums. So every single time I cannot keep writing such beautiful language. So it has to be very, very precise, to the point, and plain language has to be used. Now this is very, very important. You should understand now that this is how these memorandums are different from a letter. Now have a look at this format of a memorandum. Right? Now this is the memo. Fine. Now please understand, first thing what we have to mention is the document title, what actually it is. So it is a memo, right? Document title has been mentioned here. Then this particular portion is known as the heading section. Now this would be known as the message section, right? And now please understand that within the heading section we have two. So who is this memorandum addressed to? So this particular memorandum is addressed to manager, supply chain department. Who is sending this memorandum? Manager, production department. Which date is this being sent? Date is May 1, 2021. It could so happen that the timing is also mentioned, right? And the subject, urgent requirements. So what basically has happened is the production manager requires something very, very urgently. There is an emergency situation from the supply chain department. So the manager in the production department has written this memo for the manager in the supply chain. And then we have mentioned this in the heading also, urgent requirement, item number. So this is the specification of the item which is required, and this is the quantity in which that particular item is required. I hope you understand that supply chain are people who arrange the various raw materials for the company, raw materials or parts for the company, while the production basically uses these raw materials to produce something. So naturally, if production needs something, some part to produce, let's say a car, they would ask the supply chain department to furnish that part. Is that fine? And this is why this particular memo has been written by the production manager to the supply chain manager, right? And now please understand, this is the basic body of the message. Again, just like in letters, whenever these kind of questions come in the exam, you have to understand that there are 50% marks for this particular portion, getting it right, and the remaining 50% are meant for how you have written the body. But again, you don't have to be very artistic while writing the body. You have to write it in plain language. So have a look. Supply of wheel covers. So wheel covers are required by the production manager. Probably they are manufacturing some vehicle, and they have given the specification of the wheel cover also, because wheel cover can be in different shapes and sizes and specifications. So when you specify the exact code, the supply chain manager would be able to understand which particular size or which particular kind of wheel cover you want. Fine. So in an organization, when you are manufacturing something, you could be using n different types of wheel covers, but which specific type of wheel covers you are requiring, this number would tell the supply chain manager that this is the kind of wheel cover that you want, right? So this is the specification, and every single word or number in this specification stands for a particular thing. So this is a code given to a particular wheel cover, and it would not be given to wheel covers of some different kind, right? Now please understand, supply of wheel covers sent on April 30 has more than 10% defective pieces. So we are rejecting the lot. Please send 1000 wheel covers as replacement for rejected lot on urgent basis. So what they have said is that the supply that we have received on 30th of April, that is yesterday, it has more than 10% defective pieces. So more than 10% of the wheel covers are defective. So we are rejecting the whole lot. We are not inspecting the whole lot, but just because more than 10% are defective, so this is the criteria that we have set, we are rejecting the whole lot, whole supply. Now please send us 1000 more so that we can replace the earlier lot that we have rejected. So we are not accepting the last lot which we have received on 30th April because there are number of defectives there. so please send us a replacement lot. So this is the message which has been sent by the production manager to the supply chain manager, and have a look at the response memo. Again, the format would remain the same, but this time the memo would be sent by the production manager, the supply chain manager, and it would be addressed to the production manager. The date has been given. At times you can also give the timing. Urgent requirement, item number, units. So basically the subject is the same, and the message which is sent is supply of wheel covers sent on April had more than 10% defective pieces due to undiagnosed technical issues with the vulcanization assembly, and we will deliver 1000 wheel covers by 2 p.m. today. So the supply chain manager has given an explanation for high number of defective pieces in the supply which was sent on 30th of April. He said that there was some problem with the vulcanization assembly. Now this is some kind of a department within a manufacturing setup, and they are saying that we would be making the replacement by 2 p.m. today. Is that fine? So this is how memorandums keep moving from one department to the other. You saw that in one single day there was first memorandum which was sent by the supply chain by the production manager to the supply chain manager, and then the supply chain manager responded. So there could be a number of memorandums moving from one department to the other in a particular day, and that is why we use plain language in a memorandum. Remember this. So thank you very much for your time today.